Hello, this is Organization with Olu. Guys, please use my playlist. I've got lots of different topics on my playlist. And what I'm going to try and do is try and be consistent on particular days so you know when I'm going to upload on each particular playlist. But it's work in progress. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. But today I'm going to talk about business studies. So stick around. You might like what I've got for you. So what I'm going to do right now is share my screen. Hello guys, what I'm going to do today is actually go through a 9 marker. We've already done a 6 marker and today we're going to go through a 9 marker. So let's just go through a 9 marker. Now, the structure is very similar to a 6 marker, but there's a big difference, and that's in the AO3, and I will go through that. So the structure AO2, remember, has to be in context. Always refer to the case study. Guys, I cannot emphasize this more than what I've done. You've got to use the case study. It's so important. Use the case study, always be in context. The next one is AO3. That's the analysis. I mean, that's just literally answering the question. You've got your point and you explain with a clear chain of reasoning. So analysis is the same as a 6 marker. You make your point and you explain clearly. Okay. The difference is in a 9 marker, you also have to include evaluation, okay? Looking at the other side. And if it's a recommendation question, you also have to include a recommendation. It's very important, okay? So let's go into the next screen. No AO1, remember, do not waste your time. Do not waste your time on definitions. No definitions at all for 6 markers or 9 markers. You do not define anything. Go straight into the question. Okay, it's very important. You're not going to get any extra marks if you do this, okay? And it's only going to count against you. So you mustn't do this at all. You just go straight into it. Now, let's try a question. Okay, let's have a go at a question. Right, let's bring this up here. So let's quickly read this. So this is a case study. Susan McDonald wanted to start her own hat and cap business in central London. She was passionate about wanting people to take wearing a hats or caps the same way as wearing a piece of jewelry. Okay. Susan wore a hat every day. She was undecided as to whether to pursue her dream as a sole trader, which was a preferred option, or join a partnership with 2 of her friends who expressed an interest in joining her. Joining a partnership would be amazing, but she was slightly concerned that her 2 friends, Bola and John, had never worn a hat or cap, even though they seemed keen to join Susan in the partnership. Susan always thought to start a business, you needed passion and belief in the business idea. Susan was in a good position. She had savings of £50,000, having recently received £30,000 inheritance from her aunt Margaret. She had also met the bank manager with a proposal of starting the business as a sole trader. The manager was receptive to loaning her up to £50,000. However, she would not need to take the loan from the bank if her 2 friends, Bola and John, joined her because they had £60,000 in total to contribute. So the question is, recommend to Susan if she should stick to her preferred option of being a sole trader or join her friends in a partnership for a new business called Hats and Caps, which is a 9 marks. Stop the video now and have a go at the question. Even if you can't do the entire question, follow the structure. Think about your analysis point. Think about your evaluation point. It should be 2 to 1, and I'll show you an answer. It's 2-4 for your recommend. Think about your recommendation. 2-4 and 1 against. Okay. Have a go right now, and then before you actually look at the answer, and that's the way you're going to get 9 marks. If you go directly to the answer, you're not really gaining much. Stop the video and attempt the question. Okay, so let's go through the answer. And while we're going through the answer, I want you to, and please bear in mind, your teacher's structure could be very different from this. There's so many different ways of answering a recommendation question. So please follow your teacher. Your teacher will be correct, okay? There's so many different ways of answering a recommendation question. This is just one way. Another way could be maybe you'd recommend at the end. This is just a different way of doing this question, okay? So what we're trying to focus on is 2 positive points, 4 and 1 against, okay? So let me read this. I recommend that Susan should be a sole trader straight away. No messing around. I've gone straight into it. I recommend Susan should be a sole trader because she can steer the business in the direction she wants to. The case study, talking in context. The case study describes Susan's passion for hats. For example, she wore a hat every day, and I put that in quotation marks so the examiner knows I've got it from the case study. Being a sole trader, Susan can determine what direction she wants the business to go into. Having partners that you have to consult with would remove that freedom to make decisions, to make quick decisions. However, disadvantage is that she would have no other business partners to give her alternative views. For example, Bola and John may have really good ideas which may benefit the business and help it to increase profits. Okay, so again, I've given a 4 point and I've given an against point. But remember, your recommendation should be 2, 4, and 1 against. Okay. Another great benefit of Susan being a sole trader with her business, hats and caps, is that she can keep all the profits. Okay, why is that a benefit? Explain. Make the point, explain, okay? This will provide an incentive for Susan to work hard. She does not have to split profits or make complicated partnership deals that could end up in argument. Can you see what I've done? I've allowed the examiner to know I'm talking about a sole trader, but I do know about other types of ownership. And that's how you score high marks, okay? The examiner will know you are a top student. Okay, having weighed up both sides, I think Susan would be better off as a sole trader. I opted against a partnership, even though if Susan joins John and Bola in a partnership, she would not have to take out a loan with her bank and subsequently not pay interest. Can you see what I've done here? I've not only gone with her being a sole trader, I've also explained to the examiner why she should not take the other option. That's a top student. If you want to get a 9, that's what you need to do, okay? And then you bring it all together. However, the case study indicated that Bola and John had never worn a hat or cap. So I should put worn, and never worn a hat or cap. This might suggest that they are perhaps not as passionate about the business as Susan. And if things became difficult, they may not have the desire or resilience to see the business through. Therefore, weighing everything up, I recommend Susan becomes a sole trader. Guys, can you see what I've done here? I've not only talked about her being a sole trader, I've also explained why. Even though, and I've explained the benefits of a partnership in the sense that she won't have to pay interest, but then I've gone back and said, I've weighed everything up. But then I've given a third point, different from my analysis points, which is very important. If you're going to use this method, when you weigh it up, you need to give another point that you haven't given earlier. Now, I'm talking at the high level here, guys. If you want to get a 9, these are the kind of things you need to do. You could just easily talk about a sole trader, and that's it. 2 points for, 1 point against, and you might get really high marks. But if you really want to be sure that you're going to get top marks, yes, you've chosen the option of a sole trader, but why not explain why did you choose that option rather than a partnership? Why not a partnership? And that is the point. That is how you're going to score top marks. So guys, I hope you understand how to do this. This is just a structure. Remember, follow your teacher structure. It might be slightly different, but I've seen a lot of structures like this where they hit the recommendation straight away. You can possibly hit the recommendation at the end as well. Okay, so this is a good way of doing it. Now, what I want you to do, guys, I've got some work for you if you want to do this. Additional work. Use the case study and recommend that she takes the partnership route. So I want you to use the same case study and recommend this time that she takes the partnership route. Okay, so have a look at the case study and do the question and assume that she's going to take a partnership route. Okay, remember the structure, 2 points for and 1 against. Conclude why you choose a partnership and not a sole trader. Do not repeat earlier analysis points made earlier. Okay, so hopefully, guys, this is going to benefit you. If you follow this and you do well, use the case study, you should be getting top marks. Okay, so please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll do more videos. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.